Sure. How you guys doing?
Good.
Well, you didn't see the quarterback Will can't think of his last name, but the Will Rogers. You didn't see him last year. What does he look like on film?
I mean, I feel like he reads the field pretty well. He don't try to take shots down the field a lot. He throws his check downs. Most quarterbacks it's hard to do that. I feel like he do a good job, with doing that. I feel like he's a good quarterback and he go through all his progressions.
You want to take that too?
Yeah, I watched the game this past weekend. Will looks like a great quarterback. Like Joe said, he makes sure he goes through his progression, top, bottom, and stuff like that. I feel like he's very consistent with making the right reads and stuff like that, and make sure he takes care of the ball. So I feel like defense do a good job of making sure they get to know Will real well.
And for both you guys, you look at their receiving stats, and their guys catch a lot of passes, but their averages are like 9 yards, 6 yards per game. So obviously they're it's kind of an extension of their run game. What do you think of their passing game, and what's the key to maybe staying patient when they're kind of hitting all those short passes on you?
Yeah, it's gonna be the most important thing is just for us to stay in where we like in our defense, have good eyes on read the quarterback. When he checks it down, we should have at least 9, 10 guys to the ball every time. That's gonna be the most important part. Is this game is tackling. We all know that. So I feel like when he throws the ball, we should have at least 10 guys around the ball every time. And that should help. With the short passing game.
You don't want to take that too?
Yeah, Coach Mike Leach, air raid offense, he's known for that. So I feel like them spreading the ball out, it doesn't surprise me. It never has, because of the type of coach he's always been known to be. He's a passing coach, and he's a good one. So he makes sure that his quarterback obviously goes through his progressions and whatnot, and makes the correct pass, even if it's a 2-yard shallow or just a 4-yard spot route. He makes sure that they hit those passes, and he wants those passes to add up, and eventually maybe he'll take that big shot. So that's the good thing about our defense. They're patient, they're smart guys, and I feel like they'll have good eyes.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Trey.
Yeah, Joe, what do you see out of the running backs? I mean, it's not often you see two guys that are like way up there in receptions in the SEC, regardless of position. And what do they like to do with those guys?
They love to swing them out the backfield a lot. I feel like, with that being said, they send their backs on angle routes. They do a lot with the screen game. So I feel like, as you can see that, that's why he had those many receptions. They use their running back a lot, especially with them not really using tight ends like that. So I feel like, they get the ball to their backs a lot. And that's like for me, in my job in defense, that's gonna be my most important thing, to watch for like the check downs and stuff like that.
And just for both of you guys, with the time off, I know you guys had a bit of a lighter week against UAPB in practice, and then last week I assume you guys got to rest some bumps and bruises and stuff. Is there any concern over jumping back into it after not having been in the grind week to week, like you were before? How do you get your mind right for that?
I feel like our coaches have prepared us, for this moment. Even though we had a bye weekend, I felt like we were still practicing hard, mentally and physically. So I feel like that's helped us out a lot. And then with the practice on Sunday, it all, it's kind of like we're not missing out on nothing, even though we have tomorrow off. I feel like that won't affect us at all just because of the work we've been putting in.
I agree. I feel like Coach Pittman and the staff did a great job by bringing us in on that Sunday after that bye week. We took it easy that week for the most part, and then we were off that Friday afternoon, that Saturday for free time. Like that, travel, go back home, see family. But getting us back in on that Sunday, I feel like we jumped ahead a day, so we're still on train. I feel like we're exactly where we need to be.
Thanks,
Tom.
Joe, the win over Mississippi State last year was one that broke a long streak for you guys. How big was that win for, the direction the program is trying to head in?
I feel like last year that was a big win. I feel like this the same feeling. Because we win this game, we're in the bowl, and that hasn't happened, within like 5 years. In the state of Arkansas, so it's gonna be a big win for the state of Arkansas and the fans, just to break that and be into a bowl game, come Saturday. So I feel that's gonna be the same feeling as last year.
Tyson, what's your description of the Mississippi State defense? What do they like to do?
Very sound defense. They're kind of similar to the defense we play, with the multiple high safeties and stuff. But I feel like they can get very multiple with their looks. So we got to make sure that we're, eyes locked in onto our task, paying a good amount of attention to detail and stuff with the corner blitzes and stuff like that. They like to bring their safety down, swing the linebackers out and stuff like that. So we just got to be sound all across.
Okay, and for both of you guys, as much improvement as you've made, you guys are in last in the SEC West right now. How important is it that you finish strong in these 4 games, that you start with this on Saturday? Tyson, if you could take that first.
I mean, it's always important to finish strong. Everybody's going to have their say-so or their outlook on how they feel about us as a team. But, at the end of the day, it's on us to go out there and play each weekend, and like Coach Pittman said, he made a point earlier today, you got to go out there regardless. So what's the point of going out there with no intention to win and stuff like that? So I feel like we approach each weekend with that motto, We're not going out here looking to lose. We're going out here focusing on getting a big dub, because what's the point of going out here if you're not trying to win, So.
Yeah. And Joe, how big is this game for y'all?
I mean, I agree with him, every game we want to win the game, and these 4 games that's coming up, we're going into those games wanting to win. Like we've been starting to trend, start our run, and we started that Saturday with UAPB. It don't matter who we play, all that tie in together. So just starting our run, these last 4 games, it's gonna be big for us.
And finally, Joe, the defense y'all played on them last year I think it confused them a little bit. Do you think you can? Do you think you could get away with doing the same thing this time, or you have to mix it up?
I mean, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna mix it up a lot. Because people have time to get ready, for certain defenses, especially when you're starting to see it a lot in the SEC. It's becoming a trend in the SEC. So I mean, I know he has faced it before. So it's just gonna be, just making sure when we see somebody in our area, we're not just sitting there watching them catch the ball, just latching on to the receivers or making sure that they don't just get the check down, So that's going to be the, most important thing, is that all 11 guys do their job and get to the ball.
Thanks.
Nate, Irvin?
Yeah, Tyson, just as far as their defense, because they shut down a pretty good Kentucky running game. Just how do you feel about their defense against the run? And also, well, go ahead and answer that question first.
I feel like I said, they get very multiple. They have multiple looks that they can get into. Like pre-snap, they'll give you one look, and then right as you snap the ball, they're changing that look. You know what I'm saying? And now it benefits them because we gotta make different changes on the move. KJ has to think quicker and stuff like that. O-line has to make calls mid-play and stuff like that. So I feel like they do a good job with the multiple looks and with their run-stop defense, but I feel like it's nothing we can't handle. It's nothing we can't prepare for.
And just how important is it for you and Warren Thompson, Devion, to kind of take the pressure off of Traylon and be added threats to the passing game?
I mean, at the end of the day, we all know who Traylon Burks is. He's a very talented receiver. So eyes will always be on him, and I feel like that also plays a part in us being able to get different looks. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we have those one-on-one matchups, we try to take advantage of those, and we're going to continue to do that. So that's not too much pressure on Traylon. Traylon knows who he is, and so do we. So I feel like we're just going to continue to play ball, and we'll be just fine.
Thank you.
Hodge?
Yeah, Joe, I'm wondering how different, or does it look different, the air raid offense that they run this year, now that they're in like year 2 of their system, kind of like y'all? Does it look different than last year?
I mean, yeah, it's a different offense for sure. You know, different players. But I feel like, you know, the things that they do, you know, you can't really change it up too much. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, Mike Leach, you know, he an air raid type of guy. So I mean, and if you watch the Kentucky game, they ran the ball a lot. But you know, it was really toward the end of the game, you know, when they was up about 2 scores, you know, just to run the clock. So I feel like they kind of do the same thing. You know, different quarterbacks, different receivers. So it's kind of all the same, just a slight difference.
And what have you seen from Greg Brooks lately? I know he didn't start the last game, and Jaden Johnson seems to kind of be pushing him there. What have you seen from him attitude-wise, things like that at practice?
I mean, he's the same player. You know, that hasn't affected him at all. You know, and then it's always good for to see a younger guy get their first start. I mean, it helped Jaden out a lot with his confidence. And Greg is one of those guys who brings him along, you know, every day at practice. You know, they basically play the same position, so he get a lot of knowledge from Greg Brooks. So I mean, it's all. I mean, we all one room. We don't let that affect us. You know, we all grow from those situations and move on.
All right, Bob, the final word, please.
Yeah, I got one more for each one. Hey, Tyson, first off, sorry I got confused there, but I appreciate your answers about their offense.
Yeah.
But, you know, Traylon, he, you know, was kind of a slow start there with the injury in camp, but he's really come on. What have you seen from him? And I guess just what do you think of the season he's having?
We're talking Burks, right?
Right, Traylon. Traylon Burks. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm having a good night.
Traylon, like I said, we know who Traylon is, and I feel like Traylon knows exactly who he is, so that helps him. He knows that a lot of eyes are on him, so he knows he has to do the right thing, you know what I'm saying? And he knows he has to work hard, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people have eyes on him. The younger guys have eyes on him. I have eyes on him, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like he understands that, and I feel like he takes that acknowledgement, he takes all that stuff, and he works, and he shows everybody exactly why he is who he is. So I feel like with him coming along and being the player he's been, he's back. He's Traylon again. So that's that. Yeah.
And then, Joe, I know you've obviously gone against Traylon a lot in practice, and maybe you guys still do some one-on-ones. I don't know, but just as a SEC DB, what do you think of the season he's having?
I think he's having a tremendous season. You know, he started off slow, you know, due to the injury he had, but he's still a guy at the end of the day, you know, and he's showing that each game, you know, especially in these big games that we're playing, he show up every single time. So I mean, you know, like you said, everyone knows who Traylon is. It's just about him just keep showing up and you know, handling his business.
How impressive is it that other teams obviously game plan for him, but he's still putting together these big numbers, you know, most of the time?
I feel like that's a good compliment to Coach Browse, honestly. He finds some different ways to get Traylon the ball, you know, from the backfield, swing routes, or deep down the field. So I feel like that's a great compliment to Coach Browse.
We're back and better than ever. A new web interface to start the basketball season and more props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your #1 spot for all basketball and football action this season. Head to the new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BELIEVE50 to receive your bonus. That's BLEAV 50 to receive your bonus. From basketball, football, and baseball postseason, NHL, boxing, and UFC, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.